But the Denver bid faces two main challenges: a lack of precipitation in the Rocky Mountains during the late winter months, and infrastructure to handle the congestion to events in the Rocky Mountains. The lines between sports and pop culture cross, just like they did 21 years ago last month in Super Bowl 25. We have a chance for severe thunderstorms in the tri-state region of Texas, Louisiana, and Arkansas. Is what will happen to the ice rink right behind me and the pool on the west side of the recreation center.
Does that mean Taco Bell has got to give out double the free tacos tonight?
You know, eight tacos for $2, that's going to give anyone a heart attack.
Does your governor deserve all that credit?
Not quite.
While the presidential election may not be for another year, the final debate between city council candidates took place at CU Boulder on Wednesday night. While 10 of the 13 candidates drudged through the deteriorating weather conditions to explain their backgrounds.
A bit about me. My day job is I'm regional director for the Wilderness Society.
I've lived on University Hill for 16 years.
I first came here as an adult about a decade ago and fell in love with the city.
Their positions.
We need to get away from coal.
We need to be able to have commercial kitchens available.
I'm interested in developing more of the perimeter of CU to distribute some of the student housing out into more neighborhoods.
Trade jabs.
One way I think we need to do it, but I agree that it's a problem that we're 49th in the nation in funding education.
But we don't very well take care of each person's financial situation.
So
and participate in democracy.
We have to have a different discussion. And the discussion is, how do we work together to achieve our community values?
There was a noticeable element missing: the audience.
The participation rate, I was expecting it to be fairly low anyway, and with the weather being like it was, I think that was just one more reason for somebody to stay home, and that's a real shame.
The debate was structured to promote audience participation through the use of eye clickers to select the winner of the debate and a forum for the audience to ask their own questions. Even though National Election Day is November 8th, Boulder moves up its general elections to November 1st, meaning that this might be the last time we see all these candidates together. The question becomes, how do we get students more involved?
We have to put pressure onto council in order to get them to be aware of the issues that are important to us. Not that democracy happens once a year, it's that democracy happens every day, and talking to your friends and then talking to council when you find something that you feel is important.
To be really informed and to really engage in what it means to impact your community, you have to participate at each level.
The world is watching what you and I and everybody else in this town will do.
John Tomczak, NewsTeam Boulder.
Of these council candidates,
The CU campus has undergone a modern transformation in the last decade. Now 2 more historic buildings are set to receive facelifts. NewsTeam's Luisa Goebel gives us a preview of what's next for the CU landscape. It's not a bird, not a plane, it's not Tebow mania. It's none other than New York's very own Linsanity. The New York Knicks' blooming superstar took to the court last night at Madison Square Garden for the first time since he had the game-winning shot against Toronto on Monday. Lin was not his usual 20-plus point performance, and he only had 10 points, but Lin was still Mr. Lincredible with 13 assists, including this dunk to Landry Fields and here to Jared Jeffries. The Knicks led the whole way and won 100-85. Good leadership comes with experience. It is central to running a business, and especially when running a sports team. Nick Salan has more on the man who returned to CU and the game he loves. It'll be 70 degrees, partly to mostly cloudy skies. First pitch is at 6:10 tonight. We'll take it back to the desk with Dave, Nick, and Kristen. Denver and the state of Colorado have as good as a chance as any to win the 2022 games if they promise to make the necessary improvements. But 40 years later, one problem lingers.
The IOC is not going to forget that Denver is the only city that had the games to turn them back.
Overcoming those wounds may be the final obstacle for Colorado's Olympic dreams. John Tomczak, NewsTeam Boulder.